Hi guys, everyone. Today we are with us the Satan Scourge, straight away from South America, but right now, guys, you are settled in Europe, I guess.
Yes, that's right.
Where are
After
you?
the tour,
Yeah.
yeah, fine, fine. I am fine. Well, just after the tour that we have throughout Europe, the band is now based in Norway.
Okay.
The 10th month here in Norway. We have already scheduled some shows. The first one will be the February 25th in Oslo. Yes.
So basically, it's your first live as band located in Norway.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
But if I'm not wrong, previously that you did a huge European tour, a massive
Yes.
tour, we can say. And I mean, before starting speaking about the band, I went this tour. How did it was just traveling all around this country from so far, especially.
Yes. After the tour, from the beginning I am settled in Oslo and in the southern part of Oslo. That is a county. The name is Vestfold. Vestfold is the name of this county, and it's around 1 hour to the south of Oslo. Yes.
And I was saying as well before that you did a massive tour in Europe.
Yes.
And how did it went? I mean, how did it go? How it was? I mean, traveling all around the Europe and from especially from so far back then.
Yes, it was quite weird and odd experience because what's
Yeah.
from Spain, oh, that is the first country to the west where we began our activities here in Europe, then France, and then Belgium, um, Germany, Italy.
All Europe
Uh,
basically. And how
yeah,
I was playing in Italy, how the crowd like reacted to your music, the music.
well, one of the crowds more wild that get wild with the music was the Italian crowd.
Italian,
In the
Italian,
north,
it's really have a huge impact about the music you play, especially this type of genre. Italy, they play more this type of genre.
yes, yes. In Ferrara was okay, was a bit wild, yes.
Yeah,
Uh, but in Macerata,
yeah,
Macerata in
the
the
south, yeah.
south was very, very wild. You know that the Italian people were likes to shout "Porco Dio, Porca Madonna," and things
Yes,
like that.
exactly. I hope
There
this
was.
we don't get banned for this word, but it's okay.
I hope not. Okay, but in the middle of one song and another,
Beautiful.
um, we began with all the people to make a kind of chorus
Yeah.
with
So they were
expressions.
basically collaborating with you, like in the they were like helping. I mean, there was like a collaboration with the crowd as well
Yes, yes,
for
of
being
course.
for saying blasphemous words.
This
Yeah,
is
but of course,
the
yeah,
blasphemic
blasphemy.
the blasphemous words of the Italian people, especially in the south. You know that is
Yeah, I mean,
more
I am in the
Catholic.
south. I am in the deepest Sicily, so of course, I mean, I'm used to that. Especially in the scene, because if I'm not wrong, we met a mutual friend in Italy, Masu.
Yes, just two dates, and then we
Yeah,
go back to France.
yeah.
Uh, First to play Paris, and then in the south in Montpellier, that is very close to the Swiss border. And we go after that. We go to Czech Republic,
Okay.
in a wonderful place that is the name is Mladá Boleslav. It's very well known in Europe because that is the
Yeah.
place where is the company Skoda, you know, the
Okay.
autos. Very cool because they have there a kind of cave. Yes, it's a bar that
That's
is the
amazing.
area is a cave, and in the walls and in the roof of the bar, you can find a lot of blasphemous drawings of Antichrist and things like that. Is very, very, very cool. And the people also gets crazy with the music because the music of the Satan's Scourge is with a lot of energy. It's a lot of
It's
energy.
powerful. Yeah, yeah.
It's not like calm black metal, but it's very, very powerful with a lot of energy. And after
Yeah.
such a week, we go to Kiev, the capital of Ukraine.
And
That is,
I went that. I mean, I did a was to play there because, of course, we know the situation that is going around in Ukraine right now. You
yes,
were
but it's,
just
yes,
you don't have any problem.
what's it's like anywhere, any city like Rome,
Yeah,
like Berlin, like
yeah,
the capital city. But sometimes you have rockets coming
yeah.
from the sky.
Unfortunately, yeah. But of
Yes,
course, speaking about let's say accurate things, and of course, coming from South America and which is of course is I'm speaking about foreigner is well known for having the most we can say energetic fans. You know, like a musician in Europe in the world. Like really, every musician that I talk to, they say that the crowd in South America it's the most wild, the wildest. I mean, how did you see the crowd in Europe? I mean, which is the main difference that you see playing, for example, in the Americas or in Europe?
okay, yes, it's a very interesting question because the people here in Europe thinks that just the people in South America is very, very wild,
Yeah.
but it's not the true at all. For
Okay.
example, in the city where the Satan's Scourge was founded,
We can say that as
the
well because we're gonna dig
Bogota,
today's story. Bogota. Yeah.
yes, Bogota, the capital city of Colombia, most of the people is in fact very calm. Yes, they are like that in the museum staring and a painting,
Yeah.
just analyzing and things like that. And in Bogota, for example, there is a big the public likes a lot the Scandinavian black metal. No, uh, some few people likes, of course, Sarcophago, Old Sepultura, and
Yeah.
all of that the bands that are very classic in the South American metal. And it's not so true that in South America the people is more wild.
Was.
Perhaps in outside Bogota,
Uh,
in other cities like Cali, Pereira,
but yeah.
Paz, and Medellin,
Mm.
you can find more white people. But in Bogota, actually, the people is calmer there. Even
Yeah.
in Europe, for example, for me,
Wildest.
the wildest shows was in Macerata in Italy, and in my life,
Oh my
and
God.
in Kiev,
Okay, good.
in
I mean,
Kiev.
it's always the South. I mean, it doesn't change. We are always the same. I think a type of like I don't know, it's not hemisphere, like the same line of the equator, probably. It's Sicilian southern, kind of. I guess I don't know, but I can. But of course, I mean, because I want to speak more about the band. But of course, I was really interesting about the touring because we were supposed, and let's say to the fan, to the people that to do an interview in person back then when you were in Italy. But unfortunately, there was a little bit difficult period. So how do you feel right now being in Norway? I mean, why, especially why did you choose to move with all the band in Norway? And how do you feel right now living in Norway? Because I mean, you could choose as well, for example, Denmark, Sweden, France.
Yes, there are a couple of reasons. The
Okay.
more personal, because there are personal reasons, of
Yeah.
course, is that I was trying to stay here in Europe after the tour. That was my plan before
Okay.
to come to Europe. But Norway is for me a good option. Like it's not like it's not in a like the economic depression like in
Exactly,
a
like in Italy.
moment.
Yeah, we can say that,
So
like in Sicily or Italy.
yes, for example, I was visiting just a couple of days Austria,
Yeah,
and Austria was in a kind of economic depression, and
yeah.
it's a country that it's well known because it's
That's well-being, we can
Central
say.
Europe, it's Central Europe.
Yeah,
It's not so unstable like other countries.
yeah, exactly.
So that was one of the reasons to settling me here, me in this country, because there is more. It's a good choice, you know.
Yeah,
It's a good in that way. Of course, I like, for example, nature a lot. It's one of my main concerns. I guess that human beings, we are like a plague in this planet that's just destroying everything, like anything like that. So I like a lot Norway, because they're for example, Bogota, the city, is around 11 or 10 million people, just the city. And all of Norway, in all of Norway, you have only 9 million, around 9 million.
My God, I want to go to Norway as well. I had to
for
go to
example,
place.
Yes, Oslo, the capital city, is around 700,000 inhabitants. It's nothing to Bogota.
I mean, a little bit of calmness.
Yes,
but I mean,
few people, better, more nature and few people.
But as well, I mean, as far as I know, having friends in Colombia is a beautiful country as well, with a lot of history and nature, and beautiful, we can say unique nature as well. I mean, that's for sure. And let's talk about the band now. So how Satan Scourge was born, how you built, because of course we have a demo that is from 2004. So let's start to say first, who are the actual members of the Satan Scourge, and that's a little bit of story of the band.
Okay. The band was formed in 2002, Bogota, Colombia. A long friend that is the original drummer of the band. His name is William. We started the band trying to do just that, the most extreme way of metal, with that compromise, merciless, with a lot of energy. And after that, we had several changes, because that original drummer left the band. Some 6 years after, and then I started to play with another friend in Bogota for a couple of years. After that, I traveled to Argentina, to the far south, to Patagonia. Yes, it is a very wonderful place. And there I started again the band with another lineup with people from Argentina. We recorded an album that was released in your country, in Italy.
Really?
That's with the label Terror from Hell Records, that guy from the north of Italy.
It was the EP, so the Of Chaos and Carnage?
No, Of Chaos and Carnage was released in France, but was recorded in Bogota.
So all over the Europe, Satan Scourge released the album.
Yes, that's kind of, yes. And after the release in Argentina, I came back to Colombia, and we begin to compose this new album that we are promoting since the last year. And we are promoting that album in the tour. The name of that album is
the last album. That then okay. So you have to ask me. The Carnibus Profanis Necrophilia.
Yes, the concept is all around necrophilia, but it's very interesting to.
Okay, before saying it, because of course we're going to speak about the album, which is the inspiration around it, but as well the inspiration around the music. But of course, the current lineup, being in Norway, has changed, or is still the same? Because I saw that is I saw that change a little bit, or just same.
Yes, of course. Okay, the new drummer is a friend of mine, but he's from Germany. Yes. But he's living with his girlfriend in a cabin house in the forest of Sweden, near Örebro. That's nice. And the new bass player is Christer. He's from Tønsberg in Norway, and of course they have different styles.
Of course, of course.
It's his own style. And for example, in drums, this German guy, his name is Stefan. He is more old-fashioned in the style. He's not like brass beats all the time. It's more
maybe more.
Snare making, crossing rhythms. Well, it's another style. So the songs, of course, is not sounding in the same way, in the same fashion, but are very, very good. I am very satisfied with the new sound.
The new song, okay.
And we're talking already for composing new songs.
New song with them, of course, because the new songs will be with the new members as well. The influence will have the sound of the new members of the band.
Yes, of course.
So it's
sure.
gonna be like a little bit, we can say a little bit of change as well, like the new page of for the story of Satan Scourge.
Yes, of course.
But yeah.
Chapter. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about, of course, the full length that has been released last year, this year. I mean, it's a little bit weird because we are still in January, and it's like, I mean, 2022, and the main topic behind it, because of course I know that you are really passionate about history, your study. I mean, your main, you can say, job, history. It has a huge impact, like in writing, composing the music as well, and composing the music. So let's explain for the people that are viewing this what is behind in the topic and the lyrics first. Then we go into the can say the technical part.
Okay. In the beginning, the lyrics of the band were more about war, like war metal.
Okay.
You know, trying to make living in Bogota is very wild. You know, the street. You must.
The same here. Don't believe me.
Yes. Okay. So the life is not just something big or something like that, and you face that, and the rock and the metal in our late history has been talking about that all the time. It's a classic topic. With the years, I turned the lyrics to a more psychological kind of view of things. Of course, I like a lot psychology as well. And in this last album, the idea is more like it's a combination of several things. For example, here in Scandinavia, and there is even a club of people that like necrophilia. They bought bodies. That is completely legal. The people, when he's live, they signed a contract that his or her body can use for medical purpose, artistic purpose, anything. So there is a club here in Scandinavia about, for example, that is a way that I am interested also in that way. Because it's
interesting. I mean, it's interesting because it's a different topic. I mean, you put in this last album some different topics. I mean, a different point of view, different type of lyrics. Because of course, necrophilia has been faced and talked about, but you're speaking about someone that, as well, from that psychological point of view, knows that. So it's more a professional, more a real and professional point of view put into the topics.
Yes, for example, there are some allusions to the shadow. The shadow that is this Jungian psychology.
Okay.
The easy explanation is that in the same measure that you are familiar with your own shadows or with your own dark parts, that is also a way to enlighten yourself.
The way you see, you have to go through the darkness to reach the light. So you have to embrace the darkness, your own darkness.
Yes, of course. I am still in several ways. I am anti-Christian because the Christian people, they are talking about that everything is light, that but in the back, they are just keeping a lot of I can't even say that words.
I know. I mean, they are doing things that they are involved. Let's say that in a association that it's not better to speak about it.
For example, there is a figure that is a popular program of the TV in the 90s, well, it's around 30 years, I don't know. The Simpsons, the Flanders.
Yeah.
Flanders, they look like it's the perfect guy, very good man, but in the back, yes, she's even in a chapter he killed his wife and things like that.
Exactly.
That is the image that I have the Christian, that someone that it seems I am just like I am so good, but in the back he's keeping a lot of
but it's not only, I mean, I think that's as well, for example, for Christianity, especially in Italy, because of course, of the Vatican, everyone is Christian here, as mainly Catholic. There is this face, you can say, this double face, this poker face that people have, like we all believe in whatever, but then it's like a small country that everyone stabbed in each other's back, and you don't know what happened into the church with closed door. You don't know that. Girl disappears in the Vatican. I don't know if you ever saw these TV shows on Netflix. This poor girl disappeared in the Vatican, and Vatican, no one knows everything, including the Pope. Sounds weird after 30. So you see, that's is why no one can. I mean, if the truth comes out, Vatican collapse. We don't have Vatican anymore. And of course, I mean,
there is another topic.
I was going to
related. For example, Nietzsche, the philosopher. He wrote a book that is, well, now the name is Antichrist, the Antichrist.
Okay.
And I remember that when I was about to read that book for first time in my teens, I thought that, wow, I have fear to read this book because, the name, the Antichrist. But in fact, this is a very accurate sociological and psychological analysis of the difference between the Catholics and the Protestants. For example, your country, Italy, is a Catholic country. France is Catholic, but it's a more complex history. And South America is Catholic, very Catholic. What happened? Nietzsche, in some way, defends the Catholicism because he was German, a Protestant guy. Even his family was a priest of the father of Nietzsche was a priest of the Protestant Church. So he criticized a lot the Protestantism because it's too mental. What happened with Catholicism that is very important because that album, the last album of the Satan's Scourge, is like a Baroque album. Baroque, Baroque was and that is very important for South America and even for Italy, the Bernini and
Exactly. See that's everything, especially in the church. There's a lot of Baroque.
Yes, despite they are Christian, they are in a very particular way. They celebrate the body, the body. It's very strange that you have
like the Chapel Sistine, for example, things like that.
Yes,
or the small the statues and the church as well, that you can see like the Virgin Mary or whatever, that's really like made perfectly by these artists but it's not, I think it's not only from I think as well from the Renaissance and on all this type of art.
Yes,
from the
sure.
Catholic.
I wanted to refer to the statue of Bernini of the Ecstasies of Saint Teresa. I don't know if you remember that image. That is a girl that is having an organs, that is having organs. This is the first time in the history of art, that it's shown a woman, because that is forbidden. That is like a forbidden knowledge, that kind of things. So it's very important. Nietzsche, what for example, the Catholic countries are the more corrupt.
Of course.
Italy is very, very corrupt. Berlusconi, that all just is
a lot
like
of they get arrested. We know.
like that. What Nietzsche criticized is that the Protestant people, they want to show themselves like faithful people, and
Mm,
in fact, they are. What happened with Catholicisms in the modern Catholicisms? That the people go every Sunday to the church, but in reality,
exactly.
they do completely another thing. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
uh, Berlusconi and his orgies. You know,
Yeah.
it's,
I mean, it's famous for that. It's famous
and
for
it's the
that. The
same.
place
If you
called
go
Bunga Bunga was famous for that. Yeah.
uh-huh. In Colombia and South America, it's all the same. All the people go to the church. For example, in Colombia, in the age of Pablo Escobar, even today, there are sicaries, you know,
Yeah.
people that
Scarcely.
kill other people, that they go to the church before going to kill one person.
I
That is
mean,
very
we have that with the in Sicily. We have that with mafia. I mean, that's why of all the people from we can say escaping from Sicily from mafia, they moved in South America because they know people. The one that was the biggest one boss. It was called the boss of the two world. It was the boss of South America and Sicily as well. So imagine, and that's I'm a beautiful advertising, but no matter what, no matter that, the country are beautiful.
okay. So, well, the point is that in the
Yeah.
Satan Scourge is a kind of Baroque album that
Okay. Yeah.
likes about death. That is what I'm obsession, because that was after the plague, you know,
Yeah.
the
The
Black Death,
judgment.
and that, and also about the body, the ecstasies, the just there is a lot of topics all involved in the Baroque.
Yeah.
Just trying to make a kind of the construction of Christianity.
Yeah.
The only
Exactly.
way, the only way to get rid of Christianity is to deconstruct that religion, but
Yeah. Of
not
course.
just in denying that, but go into the deep symbols of the religion and destroy them. What
Exactly.
is the ideas that we want to do in that album? Just
And I mean, there's of course in you were behind the lyrics, the composing and the writing of the lyrics, right? And speaking about that, the lyrics, what each songs as a message. There's some song in particular that maybe, of course, there will be person that doesn't know the band. They want to say, of course, I want to listen to these songs first, just to understand their sound and their music and their message. Which song do you suggest to listen to? I can say the viewers of this interview. They could go straight and catch them better, even the sound, for example.
wow, just this okay,
You can say
question
even
that
one or two. I just said one, but you can say even one, two, or three. It's up to you.
yes, for several reasons, I guess that Livor
Okay.
Mortis Paraphilia is a it's a song that resumes a lot of things and have a very important message.
Okay.
The first thing is very is like trash black, you
Okay.
know, is in the musical part is an homage to the all gods of metal, you know, the speed metal, thrash metal. That I
Yeah.
enjoy get a lot that music because the energy, you know, the energy is
Yeah.
very important for me, and that is the first part for that song. That is the most old-fashioned song of the album.
Okay.
About the lyrics is in Latin, you know,
Oh, wow.
Latin.
That's beautiful.
Is very, this is the second or third time that we used
Lots.
Latin lyrics in the band.
Even Greeks.
Yes, and it's like it's not so strange in black metal, you know, but
Yeah.
just the intention.
Especially Greek. It's not easy as well to sing.
It shows clearly the intention to deconstruct Christianity because we
Yeah.
are using the language of the Church, of the Vatican,
Yeah.
to destroy the ideas, and all the dogma of the
Of the church. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Christianity. Yes, that is, I guess, the second point. And a more concrete point is about is is some very. I'm finding that the idea of necrophilia is also about passion and even
Okay.
love. Want yes, because the song is about a man that loved too much the girl, and after she's dead, he's looking for her. You know,
Yeah.
is I this is not the first time that I wrote about that. In fact, the album that I recorded in Argentina, there is a song. The name is Vejación Maldita.
Yeah.
It's the same. It's like it's it will sound very strange for the truest of the truest of black metal heads, because it's a kind of love song, but into black metal. You know, it's very blasphemous song, but it's a kind just
I
a
mean,
romantic.
if it has to be like, if we can say like, as to talk about, we can say just our pain or love or something like that. It doesn't have to be always like 80s ballads. Can be any genre, I guess.
Yes,
And of course, I want to speak about, before speaking about the current project, about the influence for both of you, because of course, let's speak. Well, I want to hear the other voices as well. I mean,
yes.
the music, the main influence. For example, the bands which influence you, or in general, can be nature, could be arts, and
Oh, my influences in general, oh, that's a lot. It's a lot, of course, a lot of black metal, heavy metal, rock, a lot of jazz, and classical.
okay.
Um, yeah,
And there, if you have to pick really one band that we can say put more influence in as well your way of playing, for example,
hmm. Oh, that's
it would be
hard.
the same for you, Cesar. Don't forget that.
Yes, of course. In concerning that question, I wanted to speak about the covers of the band.
Yeah.
We have a wide range of covers. For example, now we are playing live a cover of Sarcófago, the Brazilian band. Of course, I like a lot, and I had the pleasure to go there and play. And the people is also very wild. They're in Belo Horizonte, And yes, there is. I don't know if you know the first album of Sarcófago.
It's I mean, they are like a kind of idol of band. They are huge, well known all over the world, of course.
Yes, okay. The first album is full of pictures on the Bonfim cemetery. Bonfim means good end, translated to English. And well, for a series of personal experiences, that began my affection to write about necrophilia. You know, it's I have a particular experience there. It's Sarcófago. Of course, I like all Sepultura, and we have some covers of them. For example, the old Morbid Angel. Yes, it's a classic. From Scandinavia, we had a cover from Mayhem that is Borrowed by Time and Dust. That is from the Mysterium Satanas album. That's where this is. I guess that is the quickest song of the album.
Okay.
Of course, we have a Blasphemy, that band, very well known band today, because before was not so famous. A cover of them. We have also of Tormentor, that is Hungary. You know.
Yeah, I know Tormentor.
The original band Attila.
Yes, it's the other band of Attila. Yeah, I remember that.
And live, we are playing also a cover of Battery, but not the big Viking albums or
the more we said at the beginning, that the black metal period more.
But was even more. It was of the demos. You know,
okay, so the roughest of the roughest.
Yes, it's like a mixing of Motorhead.
Really?
Yes.
If you have that demo, just send it to me. I want to listen to that at the beginning. Like I don't know, like Motorhead. I can picture them like that.
Okay, great. Yes, and it was the style. Like, is the moment he's evolving from punk rock to black metal. You know, it's a very nice song. It's like a rock song that with that song we close the shows. For example, I like even blues. I like the blues a lot. So I like to close the shows with that song because
Something
it
more.
shows that we are not just black metal heads, but we are into the rock music or into the energy of the music.
Music.
Personally, I don't like too much all the time. Of course, there are a few moments that you like to hear calm music, but people that are this is not my taste to hear all the time very very calm music. For me, it's
you need like it's not a balance, but maybe like it's depends of course as well of how do you feel during the time of the day or whatever. Yeah.
Yes.
And about that, before ending the interview, because the time showed up, the current project, I mean, meaning which you're gonna do from, you say that before you're gonna to record or just starting to practicing some new song, and you speak as well about the new live. So let's say as conclusion, put more like in practice. So let's make like a summary about the current future project.
Yes, so the idea, in fact, because the vinyl market, and there is because that I had at least 3-4 minutes, perhaps. Just okay, because it's like a complex question.
Yeah, it's like 2 minutes in total, including the greetings.
Okay, then very quick. When we released the first vinyl, that was a small vinyl, 7 EP vinyl in France, we were the first band in Bogota that was releasing again vinyls.
Oh, wow.
Again vinyls. And from that year, 2005 to today, the vinyl market has grown. It's a very, very big market. And it's very hard today to find an easy way to release a vinyl. The Satan's Scourge at this moment has 3 releases in vinyl. That is very good, but I think that it's very hard to find a way to release a vinyl. So one of my aims this year is to release the newest stuff of the Satan's Scourge with Christer, with Stefan, with our new material, but in vinyl. We are talking with in Germany. It is very much likely will be released by a company there in Germany. So that is the project for this year, and to play some shows. Yes.
So and I hope to see you then in some festival or in some live. I mean, I will be in summer in Norway a month, so for sure we will meet this summer. I booked the flight, so I will be in Bergen. Yep, most of the time.
Okay.
That's
for the interview.
Thank you so much, and let's stay in touch and wish you all the best for the band. And just a quick hello to all the people that is watching, and see you soon then with you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. It was a pleasure. Have a good evening. Bye.